ربنا اغفر وارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا ربنا اغفر وارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا Through the window of my eyes memories of being a child
of the inscriptions in Madinat al-Hajj that the Rasul was talking about. So, which means that as for us Muslims, we believe that the people who lived in Petra are the same people who lived in Al-Hijr, you know, and they were, you know, the people of Sayyidina Salih. Now, those people, they were traders. They used to make their life by trading leather, incense, spices, you know, from China, from Africa, from all around the world. Come through this way, where the oasis of Azraq used to be here, you stop. So they built this to be caravanserai, this castle, the basement. Then with the coming of the Romans, it was military station. Then with the coming of the Muslims, then it became used as a palace. You know, the governor of the Umayyad, he used to live in here to be in a good relationship with the Bedouins. You know?
আল্লাহ তাআলা রসুল করিম সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি সাল্লামরে যখন নবী বানাইয়া পাঠাইছেন, আল্লাহ রসুলে এক আল্লাহর দিকে দাওয়াত দিয়েছেন, আর কুফারে মক্কা 360 মূর্তির দিকে দাওয়াত দিতা, এই মূর্তির পূজা করতা। তো দুইটা একে অন্যের একেবারে পুরো এগেনিস্ট আছে। তার লাগে মক্কা শরীফের মানুষ সকল যারা মুসলমান হয়েছেন তারা আল্লাহ রসুলের আশিক হয়ে গেছেন, আর যারা মুসলমান হয়েছেন না তারা আল্লাহ রসুলের চরম দুশ্মন হয়ে গেছিল। যে কোনো সুরাতে আল্লাহ রসুলকে কষ্ট দিতে পারত, এই কষ্ট দেওয়ার ব্যাপারে কোনো রকমের পিছা আসেন না তারা। তো কষ্ট দেওয়ার ভিতরে শারীরিক কষ্ট দিতা, মানসিক কষ্ট দিতা, সকল রকমের টর্চার করতা আল্লাহ রসুলের। এক টর্চার এটাও আসিল যে আল্লাহ রসুলে বিভিন্ন রকমের কোশ্চেন করিয়া পেরেশান করতা আল্লাহ রসুল। কোশ্চেন করতে করতে সব কোশ্চেন শেষ হয়ে গেছে, এখন আর কোনো কোশ্চেন নাই তারা, সকল কোশ্চেনের উত্তরও পাইছেন তারা। এখন তারা যে কোশ্চেন আর কিতা আছে আর তো আপনার কাছে নাই, তো মদিনা শরীফ যাও, ওখানে ইহুদি সকল বসবাস করে, তারারে জিগাও যে কিতা কোশ্চেন আর করা যাইতে পারে, করিয়া তাইকে আটকাই দিতে পারে। তো উকবা বিন আবি মুআইদ আর নজর বিন হারিস, এই দুই পণ্ডিতরে তারা পাঠাইছে মদিনা শরীফ যে তোমরা গিয়া জিগাও তাইকে আর কিতা কোশ্চেন করা যাইতে পারে। তারা গিয়া ইহুদি সকলকে জিগাইলা যে আমরার মাঝে এই ব্যক্তি নবুয়তের দাবি করে, তারে কোনো লাহান আটকাল যায় না, কিতা কথা দিয়ে আটকাল যেতে পারে তোমরা কও। তো তারা কইল যে 3টা কোশ্চেন তাইকে গিয়া করবা, যদি সত্যিকারের নবী হইয়া থাকে তো জবাব দিতে পারবো, আর সত্যি নবী যদি না হইতে পারে তো জবাব দিতে পারতো না। তো এক কোশ্চেন হয়েছে যে রূহ কি জিনিস, এটা জিগাও, মানুষের ভিতরে যে রূহ আর আত্মা আছে এটা কিতা, এটা জিগাইবা। দ্বিতীয় কোশ্চেন হইল ওই ব্যক্তিকে যে একবারে ইয়াত্তানে ইস্টের থেকে ওয়েস্ট পর্যন্ত আর ইয়াত্তানে সাউথ থেকে নর্থ পর্যন্ত যে সফর করছেন ওই ব্যক্তিকে, আর জিগাও আসহাবে কাহাফের ঘটনা কিতাই পাইছে। তো তারা আইসন আইয়া কইছেন যে আমরা ভালো জিনিস লইয়া আইছি, সব মক্কাবাসীদের দলা করিয়া কইছেন যে ভালো জিনিস আছে, এই কোশ্চেন করছেন। নগদ দলা হইয়া গিয়া রসুল করিম সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লামকে জিগাইছেন যে আপনি কইন এই কোশ্চেনের উত্তর কিতা, এটা কইতে বললে আপনারা আমরা নবী মানব। তখন রসুল করিম সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লামে কইলা যে আগামীকাল তোমরা কইছো। তাই ধারণা আছে যে প্রত্যেক দিন কয়েকবার তো হযরত জিবরিল আলাইহিস সালাম তাশরীফ আনেন।
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا شهيدا الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رئيس
Everyone can recite Surah Fatiha once and Surah Ikhlas 3 times and make intention of Isali Thawab for Hazrat Abdullah ibn Rawaha radiallahu anhu. This tomb here is of Hazrat Abdullah ibn Rawaha radiallahu anhu. He was from the Ansar. He was one of the great of the Ansar. What we've got to remember is obviously the Muhajir were the ones from Makkah, the Ansari from Medina, which means that he accepted Islam later. So Hazrat Abdullah ibn Rawaha, he was from one of the greatest Ansars. And this Abdullah ibn Rawaha, he was one of the commanders of the Battle of Muta, where we're going to be going next inshallah. He was the third commander. We've been to the other two, Hazrat Ja'far al-Tayyar, Hazrat Zayd bin Haritha, and here we have Hazrat Abdullah ibn Rawaha, the third commander of this battle. And he was a great Sahabi radiallahu anhu. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he loved him very much. And again, where Medina, where's Makkah, we ask Allah that looking at this person, may Allah have some mercy on us also. Amen. They had a serious war here. So what happened was, even now, Thursday night, it's Friday, Thursday night, the people that live around here, they witness and they say, if you come here on Thursday nights, you can hear the running and trampling of horses and the clashing of swords. Okay, I'm also saying that it could be there's a possibility that those Sahaba radiallahu anhum who passed away here, it was their intention that they wanted to strive, continue to fight in the way of Allah. But it could be that because they wanted to continue with this amal, they weren't like other people, they said, we'll just fight a bit and finish. They gave their life, and that's one of the reasons why they were victorious, because they had nothing to go back to, they wanted to finish their life. So anyway, the possibility is that because they asked Allah and Allah accepted this dua, and that's why even till now, Thursday nights, people who live around here, they say that you can hear voices, you can hear as though a battle is going on. So this is subhanAllah amazing. Okay, again, they have a lot of favor on us. It could be that had they not picked up the kalimat of Allah and they kept Allah's deen up, it could be that we wouldn't be Muslims today. So we owe them a lot.
तेरी चावर करता है तू बरकतों से दामन भरता है तू Wer ist der Mächtigste und der Barmherzigste? Wer hört unsere Gebete und schickt uns die Hilfe? Allahu, Allahu, Allah.
Musa Islam was another famous prophet who was at the time of Fir'aun, the Pharaoh. Shu'aib Islam. Again, these prophets, they were so great, obviously, their daraja and their status, not the greatest ranking Sahabi can come anywhere near to the lowest ranking prophet. And obviously these prophets, they were so much more famous. You have many prophets, 124,000 from them, there's many mentioned in the Quran. Shu'aib Islam is one of the most famous prophets. And again, they've sacrificed where they were born, where they ended up, what type and how they worked for the deen. Again, it's another lesson for us people to learn.
That surrounds the city of Bethlehem. Can you see it? Yeah, of course. Sure. See how big? What? No, this bus is not bulletproof because you are Muslim. You are protected by Allah. Yeah, you can see the wall. You can see the wall. That's to prevent us, Palestinians in the West Bank, from coming in here, from coming to Israel. Yes, that's Bethlehem. We are going there later on. Okay, this is also part of our land, but taken by the Israelis to build what they call this land for security reason. After a couple of years, it is given to the settlers who start building houses, and they spread like cancer. They start with 3 or 4 caravans, then after a few years, they have houses. I'm going to point to you, and this is what happens over here. Is some of bank. We are in the West Bank, okay? And you are seeing, you are seeing this to protect the road. You can see the fence to the left. because Palestinians are shooting on the cars traveling. This is where the Palestinians will never reach that checkpoint. They have to take different roads to enter to Bethlehem. And I will be pointing to you what we call the beginning of a settlement, which we call cancer for us, because this is where they actually take the land. And most of the land over here is owned by the Palestinians. You can tell they are actually farming. You can see the terraces. And we are talking about a very fertile area, because over here, this area is much higher than Jerusalem. Most of the water that is actually coming to Jerusalem comes from these mountains. This is why the Israeli army or the Israeli government said that they will never give up this land because of the
This is the mosque of Ibrahim alayhi salam. It's about 2,000 years old.
This is the Al-Masjid Al-Ibrahimi. Okay? Now, when I said Al-Masjid Ibrahimi, according to the hadith, and I'm following what we say, the hadith, the good Sahih hadith. According to the hadith, Ibrahim alayhi salam came from the north part of Iraq, very close to Turkey, through Syria, through the area of Palestine, then he went to the area of Saudi Arabia. Over there we know the story of Hajar and Sarah. Then he came back to the area of Palestine over here, and he settled in the area of Hebron where we are. Now according to the hadith, Sarah alayhi salam died. And Ibrahim didn't own anything over here. He was just a visitor. This is where he actually approached the people of the area of Hebron, and he actually bought a cave. A cave for what? For burying Sarah. Okay? Now you are seeing a mosque. The actual tomb, the actual cave is under us. Okay? This is a monument over here. Okay, we're talking about a monument which is almost dated 2,000 years old. I'm talking about a king at the time of Isa alayhi salam. His name is Herod. He was a Roman. Okay, he was controlling this area. He actually built over here what we call a palace or a fortress. Now it stayed like this until the Muslims come over here. And we're talking about the year 691, when the Muslims actually took the area from the Phrygia, which are actually the Byzantines, okay? And they took this area and they started building mosques. And the first mosque ever built over here was the Aqsa. Later on we will be visiting that area. Then they came over here and they actually enlarged this area. Why did I say enlarged? Because there was a building over here done by King Herod, which was the king at the time of Isa alayhi salam. Now, the building from outside, if you notice, as we came in and out, when we go out, you are going to see huge stone. This is from the time of King Herod. But the rest is from the time of Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi. And I'm talking about the year 1187, when Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi kicked out the Phrygia from here. I'm talking about Salibiyin, which are the Crusades. And he actually built over here a mosque, what you are seeing. And this is the minbar, as you can see. According to the history, Salah ad-Din Ayyubi donated 2 minbars to the area of Palestine. This is the original one, and we have another one used to be in the area of the Aqsa Mosque, which was burned, and we will discuss in details when we go to that area. Now over here we have actually the cave, the burial cave, which is under us. Ibrahim alayhi salam is buried over here. His wife Sarah, as we entered, if you look very carefully, there was a window, and it says Sarah alayhi salam. Over here you have Ishaq alayhi salam, and this is here Rivka. Now these are monuments. The tombs, the rooms are under us. Okay? Now, the mosque right now is controlled by the Israeli army. If you notice, we had to check through an Israeli checkpoint. Now, in the year 1994, which was the 22nd of February, it was Ramadan on a Friday morning. Salat al-Fajr, one of the Israeli settlers who actually lived in the settlement we entered, he came during the Salat al-Fajr and he killed over here 29 Palestinian Muslims who were praying for Salat al-Fajr during, I'm talking about the 22nd of February 1994. Okay? It was a Friday, it was Ramadan. He killed over here 29 people. And as a result of that, this area was taken by the Israelis and divided. Okay, what I say divided, there is another side for the mosque which is controlled by the Israelis, and it is used as a synagogue, which is a worship place for the Jews. Okay, most of the time we are not allowed to have the adhan over here. They do not allow us to call for the prayers because they say that we disturb the settlers who are praying in the other side. Okay? Sometimes we are not allowed to reach the area where we are in. Like 3 days ago, this area was closed for the Muslims because the Jews took it over and they had their own festivals over here. So over there, in the other side, they have the tomb of Jacob. Yaqub alayhi salam is buried on the other side, and of course his wife. Now the only thing we don't know is Yusuf alayhi salam. According to the hadith, according to the Quran, Yusuf died in Egypt. But he actually said to his sons that his bones should be brought over here to the area of Palestine, and he's buried actually in the area of Shechem, which is in the north of Palestine. It's about 4 hours drive from here. They have over there a tomb also for Yusuf alayhi salam, and it is controlled by the Israeli army. This is why you can see, if you look very carefully, there is a lot of cameras. Look. Cameras. This is where the Israeli army controls everything over here, and most of the time, as I told you, it is closed. Now, there is over here a sign that says Al-Ghar al-Sharif. Actually, through it, you can see a lady actually is bending down. You can see a light, and I'm talking about almost 10 meters under us is the actual cave where the tombs are. I'm talking about Ibrahim, I'm talking about Yaqub, Ishaq, and their wives and Sarah are buried in cave under us. So this is the story of Al-Haram Al-Ibrahimi where we are in. Okay? So whatever you see, these are monuments, and under us is the tomb. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you 15 minutes if you would like to go around, take pictures. If you would like to pray, also Sunnat al-Masjid, you want to do it. But we should meet all in this area after we finish, inshallah. This place, where we are. Okay? This is, do not exit.
This is the grave of Ishaq alayhi salam.
The point is, this whole area is blessed. It's being blessed, and we should take it as that blessing. We should make dua to Allah, and especially we should make dua to Allah. We've come to visit them. We've come to learn about them. We want to know about them. They're our prophets, just like our zeal, and we're trying to build up our love for them. Allah, please take us into paradise with them. Make us visit them. Make us be able to, just like they're in paradise, please allow us to get into paradise as well. So these things we should bear in mind and do this. And also Musa mentioned quite a few verses in the Quran. It's a good one side of the Quran what Muftis have recited, and it's all Allah's talking about these prophets, all the famous prophets, Ishaq, Yaqub, Father Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ismail alayhi salam. So we've been blessed again with this opportunity. We should make the most of it amongst all of
This is the shops, Palestinian shops. This is how they're operating their business. Because of the curfew, most of the shops can't trade. They've got no goods. Literally all the shops are empty.
দেখাইব যেখানে ইয়ার ঈসা আলাইহিস সালাম পয়দা হইছে ওই জায়গা দেখাই
one of the traditional places of Maqam Sulaiman al-Farisi. Why did I say traditional? Now, as we know from history, okay, Sulaiman al-Farisi came with the Sahaba to open Jerusalem. And as we know from history, that he actually stayed in the area of Palestine for a time. But I say for a time because actually over here, at the time of the Sahaba, the whole area of what we call Bilad al-Sham was one country, which means people can travel to Lebanon, to Syria without any problem. Now we know that the Sahabi, when they opened this area, they moved to the north to take it from what we call the Farinja, or what we call the Christians at that time. Now history mentions that there was over here a plague, which is a disease that killed a lot of the Sahabis. Some of the Sahabis are actually buried very close to the Aqsa Mosque. There's a cemetery over there. Now the tradition says that maybe not. This is the tomb of the Sahaba, which is Sulaiman al-Farisi. Maybe not. We're not sure, because there is one in the area of Iraq also, if you read about it. There is one also in Jordan. The same says Maqam Sulaiman al-Farisi. Okay? Now maybe this is one of the Sahabis, maybe it is Sulaiman, maybe it is one of the good men who were living in the area of Mount of Olives. Okay? And this tradition is taken back to the time of Salah ad-Din Ayyubi and after.
As I look to nature's beauty, dazzled am I, knowing everything calls on you.
আর এখানটানে আর যে তরগিব দিছেন মানুষের উৎসাহ করতেছেন যে এখানেও আইলে এখানের কিছু জিনিস তোমরা খাইবা, এমনকি যদি কাঁটাওয়ালা পাতাও যদি হয় তবুও খাইও, এটা কইছেন আল্লাহ রাসূল। এখানে তো আমরা জিয়ারত করে লাইছি, আপনারা এখানে দোকানপাট আছে, দোকানপাট তো নেই।
रहमतेरी छावर करता है तू, बरकतों से दामन भरता है तू. Wer ist der Mächtigste und der Barmherzigste? Wer hört unsere Gebete und schickt uns die Hilfe? Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 সৃষ্টি করেছো সুন্দর পৃথিবী, মানুষ পশু পাখি সাগর নদী. Beten to Allah تضرهم beten pretedim kerkoim. Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Mon Seigneur, vous êtes le seul que j'adore. Je m'adresse à vous avec un cœur plein d'amour. Tes अश्कों को में दिले